video. Okay, the discussion is anti-intellectual. Is there such a thing? It's possible to negate intellectual processes, methodologies? Sure, with methodologies. So real quick, the opposite of prescient is dim. Alright, start it again. Okay. So we had dim, right? The opposite of salient is dumb. Okay, there's a Nash. We have Nash. Or interesting, nascent. That's true. It's not a bad thing, right? So that would be, common term, colloquialism is boo-boo. That's funny. But it's true, right? And then we have locutus. So what is the opposite of locutus? That would be arse. Arse is common in English, England really, an English idea. And then Tory, the opposite of a Tory. That's a difficult one. But the opposite of that is juju, jujube, a jujube. So that's someone that continually locks down, as rather than expands, creates expansive arguments. I won't get into that, exactly how Torian intellectualism works, but okay, so Dullard, that's the definition of Dullard. Someone that does all those 5 things at once. That is a Dullard. So, the idea, okay, now if you have people on the left, more so than people on the right, okay, people on the right use Dullard comments for religious arguments. Well, yeah. So it's possible to be very specific in your mentality, in your processes, right? So you have some circuits in your brain that are very clarion. Then you have other processes, methodologies that are very dullard, right? That is very possible to have these splits in the mind. One part is very bright, the other part is very dim. Okay, so what we see on the left, every single argument they've come up with fits the definition of dullard. So are these people dullards? Or do we take the ARD off of it, right? And come up with dull. Just dull people. Blunted off. Rounded off. Sawn off. Yeah. It must be true. They're just polishing a turd, really. So, that's something to think about. If they're just there for show, just to acquire power, avarice, their main objective is avarice. It's not doing anything good, really. Because if they were good people, they would care enough to look at all arguments and agree that their arguments are, boo-boo. Yeah, that's interesting. That's where the spike occurs in their argument, is boo-boo arguments. That's another reason we need to get off of leftist ideologue and look towards, if you don't believe in if you believe in abortion is correct, and you're going to have a hard time being a Republican, right? So, if Republicans believe in the Christian nation, well, that's what they say, right? So they believe in the Bible, they believe in Christianity. Do they believe in other religions per se? Not exactly. It's really just a Christian thing, right? And they were highly associated last election cycle with that, and they've gravitated less they've gravitated away from these far right religious cults that are just real Bible thumping. Yes and no. So libertarian is a viable option for people that wish to be a classical liberal. Libertarians don't necessarily oppose abortion. We believe it's a personal choice. Can you really stop someone from aborting their baby? If you get into the deep ethics of femininity, as my wife expressed, she says, well, yeah, but then there's, you gotta give way to the people, and not everybody's, has a, a very staked in understanding of that feminine uh, latitudes, beanie, she says. It's very complex, but it is a woman's issue. It's for women, by women. It's not, there's no male in the argument of abortion, no matter what. So, so is Roe versus Wade correct anyhow? Sort of. Thank you.